Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about hill running. What is my experience of doing hill running? How hill running is beneficial for you? How to do hill running properly? And how can you practice hill running if you do not live in the hills? So first of all, I'll talk about my experience of hill running. It's been more than a year when I started hill running. In the beginning, when I started, I used to run slowly and I used to get tired easily on going uphill. Often I had to, switch to walk while running to recover or to catch a breath. But with continuous practice, I was able to run non-stop all the way uphill within a month. As time passed, my pace improved and my endurance also improved. Now, after a year's practice, hill running doesn't seem difficult. I enjoy hill running. And after conquering the hills, running in the flat terrain seems much easier. But there are a lot of people who hate hill running. Have you ever wondered why? Let me explain you. Imagine you are running at a fast pace on a flat terrain. Suddenly you see a flyover in front of you. And as you climb up the flyover, your rhythm breaks. Your pace slows down. Your heart, legs, and lungs have to exert more. And this may feel exhausting. This is not a very good feeling. That is the reason why people hate hill running. No matter how much you hate hill running, the fact is, hill running is very good for you. It is especially good for your body because it makes your body stronger, fitter, and healthier. We all know that strength training is very important for runners. Hill running is an excellent form of strength training for your legs. When you run uphill, the muscles of your legs contract powerfully. Hill running strengthens your ligaments and tendons. It also improves the elasticity of your ligaments and tendons. By doing just 2 hill runs in a week, your hamstrings, quads, and calves would be so strong that you wouldn't have to do any weightlifting in the gym for the strengthening of your lower body. In just 12 weeks' time, you would have greater power in your muscles, the muscles of your legs, which would mean greater speed of running and better running economy. Having a good running economy means you are able to run at a high intensity for a longer time without feeling tired. Basically, there are certain enzymes called aerobic enzymes which help our muscles to work at a high intensity for a longer time. It has been found that people who practice hill running have a higher concentration of aerobic enzymes in their body compared to the people who practice running in a flat terrain. This is the reason why the hill runners are able to run for a longer time without feeling tired. Hill running also strengthens your core. When you run in the hills, your whole core is engaged. Having a stronger core means having a better efficiency at running and fewer chances of getting injured. Hill running also improves your VO2 max. VO2 max is a measure of maximum utilization of oxygen during exercise. If you keep practicing hill running, you would have better VO2 max that will improve your speed and that will make you a better runner. Now the question arises, how would you practice hill running if you do not live in the hills? There are 2 ways. Number 1, you can use a treadmill. In the treadmill, you can increase the gradient and you can practice running in an inclined surface. Now the other way is, if you're living in a city where there are flyovers, you can practice hill repeats in the flyover. I would explain you what is a hill repeat. You need to first warm up your body by jogging for 15 to 20 minutes. Then you need to climb a flyover of 200-meter distance. Run as fast as possible for 200 meter up the flyover. Then jog down slowly to recover. Repeat it in the beginning for 4 times. Gradually increase it to 6 times, then 8 times, then 10 times. Finish off with cool down of 15 minutes jog. This workout is very good. It will improve your pace, it will improve your running efficiency, and it will strengthen your lower body. But you should not do these hill repeats more than once a week. Once a week is enough. If you do more, there are chances of getting injured. Hill running is not just a strengthening workout, it is also a speed workout in disguise. When you run uphill, it is equivalent to a speed workout because your effort level is still high when you're going uphill, just like in a speed workout. But still, hill running cannot be taken as a total replacement of a speed workout. You still have to do at least one speed workout per week in a flat terrain in addition to your weekly hill running for maximum benefit. When you are going uphill, keep your stride short. Keep your arms at your waist level. Your forearm should be at 90 degrees with your upper arm and swing them fast like this. Your upper body should be straight. Your head, shoulders and back should form a straight line. You can slightly lower your body from the hip while going uphill depending upon how steep is the hill. While going downhill, don't try to sprint because if you sprint, you will have soreness in your legs later on. Keep your strides under control. Obviously, when you are going downhill, your strides would be slightly longer than when you are running on the flat surface, but they should not be too long. As you go downhill, don't slap your feet on the ground. You know, some people make slapping sound. Land on the ground lightly. Your pace while going uphill would be different from your pace while going downhill. Because when you go uphill, your pace is bound to be slower as you are running against the gravity. As you come down, your pace will be faster because the gravity is pulling you. Even though your pace may be different in going uphill and downhill, but your effort level should be the same. Do not lower your effort level while going up simply because your pace is getting slower. I hope you found this video useful. If you have any question, you can write down in the comment box. I would try and answer all of them. See you in my next video. Till then, bye-bye.